Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Egotiz in the building, and we just gonna hop right into it. You see the title, you know what's going on. First thing first, the first thing you want to do is get these two apps, Superimpose X and Fonto. These are the two apps that I use to make my videos. I mean my thumbnails. So, Superimpose X, I do believe you have to pay, but it's only $5. So yeah, get the app. It's worth it. So yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna open up the app. Now, the first thing you wanna do is obviously pick the photo that you are going to use to edit your video. And if you're about to take a photo, make sure you do it horizontal. It is very, very, very important to take a picture horizontal. That way it'll be way much easier just to fit your thumbnail into your YouTube video. So I have a lot of pictures and I honestly don't know which one to use. I would use this one, but this one is like too bright in the background. So I think I'm just gonna go with this one. So when you get into the crop section, it is very, very, very important that you go to 16:9. If you guys are posting this thumbnail on YouTube, this is the YouTube size, 16:9, okay? 16 by 9. And just fit it to however you want. Once you do that, first thing you want to do is you want to crop yourself out so that way you're not part of the background. So for what you can do is you can go to audio mask, but sometimes it doesn't work. As you guys can see, my hand kind of got mixed up with my phone, so I guess it registered as the hand is my phone, as the phone is my hand. So we're gonna have to do it manually. So what you want to do is you want to grab the first icon onto mask tool and trace it out. This one, it takes time. Now, as you guys can see, we had cropped it out, but it hasn't like come out perfect. So what you want to do is you want to go back to mask tool and you want to go to the second column in the second row and click on this. It looks like a rope. And what you want to do is you just want to be very careful, and then the things that you don't want, just make sure you cut it out. Like I said, this one takes time, so just be patient, don't rush, and it'll come out exactly how you want it to come out. All right, so I'm satisfied for how it came out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layers, and the photo that I used, I'm going to put that back on here. So this is the photo that I used. Make sure you guys go to 16 by 9, very important. And as you guys can see, it's smaller. So what you want to do is you want to go to the second section, which is transform, and click on fit to canvas. After you guys have done that, make sure you go to the top right of the screen, click on the layers option, and put it to the second layer. Now what we have done is the layer that we cut our body out on is now on the first layer. Now what we want to do is we want to line it up to exactly where it's at. Great. Now after we have done that, what you want to do is you want to go to the last section, go to editor, and let me see if I can find it. I believe it's in tools. Yeah, so it's in tools, and what you want to go to is mask. And boom, look at that. Just like that, we already have an outline. It's that simple. You guys can obviously adjust it how you want. You can make it very skinny. You can make it very thick. But I'm just going to go with a medium type. Now, what I usually do is I put the first outline first, and then I click on mask outline again, and then I get black. Just like that. Now, obviously, you guys can mess around with it, but what I usually like to do is I usually like to go to the filter section, and I usually just play around with it. You can change the exposure, the brightness, the contrast. So for an example, say like, oh, I bought my mom a new car, and you take a picture of the car, and then you could just do this, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what car it is, you know, stuff like that, you know. But what I usually do is I sometimes turn the saturation up all the way. I actually like that, so I'm gonna like put it to like around 80 maybe. Now, it's already looking good, and it's already been what, 2 minutes into doing this. So yeah, guys, as you guys can see, it's that easy. Like you could literally say you're done with the thumbnail right now, but we're gonna mess around with it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the top right again, and this time we're gonna go back to our background layer. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna mess around with the background. So what I usually do is I go to the filter section and I go to the blur section. The first thing I do is go to the blur section, and as you guys can see, we can make the background very blurry, you know, sharp. So what I usually do is I usually make it just a tiny bit blurry. So I'm gonna make it around like 9.6. We'll go with 9.6. So you see the background is just a little blurry. So that's how I want it to look. And you can also change the color of the background, the saturation. I'm also going to bring the saturation to 100 on this one too. And if you want to change the color of the background, I believe you go to balance. You can do it this way, or you can go to, I believe it's editor, and you could go to color fill, and you could change it to whatever color you want. So for this one, I'm just gonna use, since we're wearing pink, I guess I can just make it pink, I guess, or maybe like purple. We'll go with this. And then you could change the opacity. So if you really want it to be like pink, the whole background pink or purple, whatever, you can do that. Or if you want it to like barely show, you can put it, you know, low. But we're gonna go with 40, 50, like 60. Obviously, you guys can do it to however you want. This is, like I said, I'm just messing around. But yeah, you guys get the idea. And look, this is already a thumbnail. And like, without me teaching you guys this, I probably would have did this in like 30 seconds. Like, it's that easy. Now at this point, like, you know, you can still mess around with it. Like, if you want to add blur to the background, for an example, you go to effects, and here you could change the Lens Burns. You could change the motion blur. So you guys see the motion blur in the background a little bit? You could do it like that. Add a motion blur. You could add a zoom blur. You could change the way how you want it, how much blur you want and stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, I actually do want to add you could add a glitch. But yeah, I'm gonna add a motion blur, and you could swipe it to wherever you want. So if you wanted to go that way, you can make it go that way. If you wanted to go backwards, you can make it go backwards. But we're gonna make it go forward, just like that. Now, okay, so if you guys want, this is what I use for my thumbnail. I use this camera. I use this. I don't know what you would call this. I forgot what it's called. And I use this. And if you guys want any of these, just hit me up on Instagram. It should be in this video. Just hit me up on Instagram if you want any of these, and just say which one you want. If you want all three of them, just let me know, and I'll give it to you guys. But right now, I'm going to show you what this one does. So this right here is the border. What I usually do is, as soon as I put the border, I go to Fit to Canvas. Then after I do that, I will go to Mask, go to the Mask tool, and then I click on the magic wand, which is the second row. Then what I do is click here. Then what I usually do is I go to Blend, and there you go. Look at that. So you can make it dark, lighten. I usually do color dodge. No, not color burn, I think. Sometimes I do color burn, soft light, depending on how I feel. But you know, you could just mess around with it. But I think I'm gonna go with overlay. We're gonna go with overlay. And then I'm gonna add my other stuff. So if you wanna add layers, by the way, just go to layers and then pick add layer. That's how you add more stuff into the photo. Mask tool, the magic wand, boom. What I usually do with this one is I go to filter, I go to balance, and I make it, no, basic, and I make it all the way bright. I make it bright all the way. Then what I do is I go to layers, go to blend, like screen for an example, and I put the opacity down just a little bit, like that. Now, I'm going to add the camera. Now this I might not put in for the thumbnail. This is just to show you guys how I make my thumbnails. Magic wand, boom. Now for the camera, what I do, this is what I do with the camera. I go to editor, go to effects, and no, I go to distort. I go to distort, and I go to bump. And what I would do is I would make the circle as big as possible, and I would use the line at the bottom, and as you guys can see, look, it adds a bump. Now obviously I think I want to make this a little bit smaller. Bring this down a little bit, add some amount. No. Okay, so yeah, we want to make it big because we want to get the whole thing. So we'll do that. Now after I do that, what I do is then I go to effects, then I go to glitch. And this is optional, obviously, but as you guys can see, you know, we got that little glitch effect. I think 6 is the best one. Yeah, it's 4 actually, in my opinion. Or no, 7, something like that. Yes. And then see, you got a little glitch effect thingy. But like I said, I don't think I'll use the camera for this one. I think I'll just do that. Yeah, I'll just keep the bump. Now, after you do that, you save the photo, and there you go. You already have your thumbnail. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into our second app, which is Phonto. Go into Phonto, click the photo that you made the thumbnail, and here you can just change the font however you want. My favorite is this one right here, Vibrance. This is the one I use. You know, you could adjust it and stuff, but I'm gonna put it all the way up. And then here you could just use whatever font you want. You go to font. These are the fonts I have saved, but here you could just click any font. So if you want to use Apple, whatever, like Apple, just do like, I'm gonna do how to make thumbnails. See? But I'm gonna go to my favorite font, and I'm gonna go to Burbank. And here I go to font. Nope. Style. I go to style, and I go to stroke, and then I put the alpha all the way up. And then you could change the width. This is basically like the background. So I'm just gonna, I usually add around like 8, 9, between 8, 9, 10. Then I go over up top to style. Then I put alpha all the way up. Now this is optional. A lot of people put the blur all the way down, but I prefer the blur, so I put mine all the way up. And boom, there you go, how to make thumbnails, and you could change the size and stuff. Oh yeah, and also go to, if you want to change the color, go to style again, and you can just change the color through here. So you can make it red, you can make it blue, whatever color you want. And if you want to add like your own color, you just go down to the bottom where it says create color pattern, or you could just pick your own patterns right here. So I guess we're just gonna go with this one. And what you want to do is, so it's not like that, you want to click on top right and click on vertical. And there you go. Look at that. Yes. Making a video. Okay. And yep, that's how you make thumbnails, guys. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Wait, actually, hold on. I want to put 2020 at top. Alpha, blur. And then we go to, oh, color pattern. We'll make this one like that. Yeah, we'll just do that. There you go. Guys, have your first ever thumbnail. There you go. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if that took a long time. But yeah, guys, that's how you make thumbnails.